Us right now is Maura Gillespie. She's the founder and principal of BlueStack Strategies and the former press advisor to then Speaker of the House John Boehner and more recently Adam Kinzinger, and CNN political commentator, former White House communications director Joe Biden, Kate Bedingfield. It's great to see you guys. Thanks for coming in. Kate, let me start with you. Let's talk about the overall in this snapshot in time with this Wall Street Journal poll. 6 of the 7, Donald Trump has the lead. Exception is Wisconsin. That translate to what conversation could be having about strategy right now in these critical states in the Biden team?
Yeah, well, look, I mean, presidential campaigns are always about where you focus your resources. Now, one thing the Biden campaign has going for it, they have a massive resource advantage over the Trump campaign. They have more money, which means they have more pathways, they have more states where they can, play effectively. I think what we've seen across the course of the last month since the State of the Union, as the Biden campaign and President Biden has been out blitzing the country, we have seen the polling averages come up. Obviously, this Wall Street Journal poll today, not great for the Biden campaign, but we have seen the polling average come up in these battleground states. We've seen the trend lines moving in the right direction. Obviously, the election is not tomorrow. It is still 7 months away. There's still a very long time to sharpen the case, to draw this contrast, and to bring forward the issues. You kind of heard Harry referencing this. For the Biden campaign, they have to think about how they can bring to the forefront the issues where Biden has the advantage. Abortion is obviously one. How can they really ensure that this campaign is about what's at stake, what a Donald Trump second term would really mean on these issues, and how can they draw that clear contrast? They have 7 months to do it. That's a very, very long time in politics, but there's a lot of work ahead of them, no question.
No question at all. One thing that we also have you can see it in the polling, but you also have some concrete, interesting information and warning signs for Donald Trump coming out of the Wisconsin primary last night, where I wanted to ask you about, because you've got Republican voters voting for other Republican candidates that are not Trump, and the way they put it together is that upwards of 100,000. If you add it all together, when you're looking at the Republican primary in Wisconsin, as they voted last night, upward of 100,000 Wisconsin state Republicans went to the polls Tuesday and checked a box for someone or thing other than Donald Trump. That translates to what going forward?
That he does not have the full support of the people he needs to actually get back to the White House. And he hasn't really seemed to grasp that concept yet, because he's been playing to the base so heavily and using rhetoric that he knows will gin them up and speak to them. But he's not speaking to those who were voting for anyone else that were up there. The 14 that initially started out in this primary with the Republican GOP field. He's not trying to speak to any of those people. And he's certainly not trying to speak to people who were looking to Nikki Haley as their choice. So, if he really wants to be back in the White House, which he has made very clear he doesn't think that America can survive without him. Well, then he needs to be talking a different tune to some people who he needs in order to get that White House job back.